Hi guys, we are going to start with the assembly, and what we're going to do is go in the steps of the manual. So the first thing we got to do is the steering head, I think it's called. Let me check here. Handlebar assembly, but that's the steering head we got to mess with first. So we have to turn the steering head, and the way you do that is to loosen these two screws right here. Now I'm using the tools they supplied. Okay. Yeah. Now that should loosen it up. Now once they say you loosen these two screws, then you have to block this and turn it 180 degrees just like I did, and then get it straight. Okay. All right guys, all you have to do is tighten up them two screws. You want them really tight, and then check that there's no slop in the steering head. This one is really tight, so I don't have to mess around with nothing. Okay, steering head is tight. All right guys, what we got to do now is take the handlebar cap off, and it's 4 screws. They just take all 4 of them out, and we're going to mount the handlebars on and the control, or LCD control. That's funny, in the instructions they don't even talk about that, but this is the time you would do it. This is so well made. Okay, now we're going to grab the bars, and it has a target. You can see it right here, and they tell you how to line it up on your bike. It'll be like that. No, that's backwards. Okay, here we go. But it has a little target, and you want that to center in here, and that tells you center of your bars. Now you can adjust this later. So we're going to put the end cap back on. I would recommend go ahead and get all 4 of these started. Then we get the target lined. There it is in the center. And I'll be adjusting this up a little bit, but with the front wheel nut on, I can't really align the bars until I have it on. Now just tighten these up. Oops, that shifted. I don't want that to go that fast. Still shifted. I think it's better to, may have to be better to, all right, right there. Okay. Okay, now I got it where I want it. And then just set these in. Okay, save some time. Now I'm going to leave these not torqued as yet. Yeah, I can tighten them later. And that's done. Now it's time to put the controls on. So you want this little frame thing aligned with the bar, and that's why you don't want to tighten it all the way down as yet. So I'm going to loosen just a hair. I mean, it's almost perfect right now. But I see it's a little high, So I'm going to align that just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Center it up. Now just cinch it, and I'll tighten it later. Okay, I got the target thing all aligned. Now we have to install the LCD. There's a bracket, it's down here, and it has Phillips head screws, only 2 of them, and you want this section pointing down, so it'll be like this. So we're going to prep these, get them ready to go with the supplied screwdriver. Afraid I'm going to drop this screw and it's going to fall in the pool. I got that one. Ha ha ha. I'll make sure your cables and all that kind of stuff are not twisted when you're putting this on. Okay. Now, you open up the clamps like this. Open them up. Want the pinch here towards the back. Just like this. Bing and bing. There we go. Let me get those tightened up and I'll be right back. Alright. I got my little special tool here. You know, I think what I want to do is spin it this way and then adjust it once I get it started. That'll keep me from losing the, you know. Okay, now I can use the regular screwdriver that comes with it to tighten this thing down. I want it right about there. We'll tighten these down. I may have got that one too tight. Let's see. Alright, that's done. The LCD controller bracket is mounted, and it says next to do and pop this in. It's got to go in like that and drop down and click. There we go. Done, done, and done. Alright, so the LCD screen and all that's mounted. Alright, let's see what's next on the agenda. And I think it's front axle. Alright, I got adjustments that I can make, but I'll do that once the axle's on. So let's go ahead and get to the front wheel. Okay, take these off. Yeah, they can see me doing it. Okay, I got to pull the spacer out of the brake. Now it says remove the screws. Okay, ain't nothing more I can do with that right now. I got to get the spacer out of the brakes. Should be an orange spacer in there. Alright, next thing to do is to pull the spacer out of the brake calipers. That should be right here. And it looks like that. And that's done. That thing's tight. There, I got through it. Look at that.
I'm so proud.
Went on, no worries so far. I just got to get it up high enough to, but I got to get it higher so it falls down into that notch. Okay. Now, try it. Sorry. Okay, I see it. Come on, get in there. There it goes. Ta-da! Rotor's in. I'll put the axle nuts on and the wheel will be on. That'll. All right, again, I want to keep the wheel straight and start tightening these up. Well, that was simple. Get that one cinched. And cinched. Boy, that was simple. It's almost too easy. All right, let's see here. Brakes work. Okay, that was simple. All I got to do is now is really tighten them down and then put the front fender on, I guess.
Tighten every nut and bolt.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, you do, huh? Now, what I did do, guys, I'm going to tell you, before I put this together, I took the battery out to reduce the weight and in case you're working alone. And that sure helped. Done. Okay, front wheel is mounted. Alright guys, it is time for the headlight and fender assembly. And I learned a lot about this. It has an adjusted slot right here, because if it's dropped too low, when you hit your brakes, these nubs here will hit that fender and drive you nuts. So all you have to do is we got to do two things here. One is to take out that screw. Whoa, that's tight. There it goes. And all I'm doing is taking this screw out right here. Like that. Now there should be a socket, and it's right there. So there is a socket for it. Alright, for installation, it's pretty simple. You get this where you want it to go, and then this goes on. So what we got to do now is to put that screw in, the headlight in, and the fender bracket all at the same time. Ah. Where's the pair? Ah, got it. Okay. Now, I'm going to use the drill and tighten that up. Alright, now I can adjust the fender where I want it. I gotta do something about those wires. Okay. Then I gotta raise that fender up. One of the things you want to do, guys, is when you're getting ready to mount this thing, make sure that that tank, I may have that too tight. So I want to lift the fender up to where it's maxed out up. Just like that. Then, these wires are in my way. Okay, now go ahead and cinch this down. Okay, that's done. Now I just torque it down and then I can put these locks in and get this thing all set up. But it is all the way up and that's where I want it. Otherwise, your front fender tires, when you hit your front brake, it's going to hit the tire ribs. Now let me get this tightened up. Oh, wrong way. No, that is the right way. Okay, all the way up. Hey. I'm going to torque this real quick. That baby's on. Okay. Oh yeah, that's much better. Next thing we're going to do is put the struts on, and we adjust those. There's an adjustment point right here where you can move them out, move them in, whatever. So the first thing we want to do is get these out. Can't believe we're almost done. I'll put the pedals on next, so. Alright, let me find the tool that I need for this one. I don't think it's this one. Alright, we're just installing this and just goes over the top. Like that. And then cinch it down. We'll adjust these fenders later here in a bit. But you do both sides. And that's nice, good clearance there. Alright, now we're going to do the other side. Same process. We don't have to do any adjustments here yet. Now I did find out one thing. This brake cable, this clamp right here will get loose and it'll flip into your tire. It'll hit your spokes as it wears. So what I did is I took some electrical tape, opened up that clamp, which is I'm going to do anyway, and then re-close that clamp to keep that from happening, because it'll drive you crazy. You turn your wheel one way and then all of a sudden you hear a bunch of spoke flutter. Okay, put this one on. Ended up being that front fender wasn't that big a deal. I got to plug in the headlight yet. You want to make sure your screws are tight too, also on this, guys. But it looks like I'm in good shape here. Alright, the next step, they tell you to go ahead and install the battery. And there's kind of a trick to this, I've learned it. That was too much. There we go. Like that, and then and I think that's it. Keys out. Now we're going to do a quick test fire, make sure everything's good. I charged the battery overnight. So, let's see if this thing's going to fire up. Okay, let's see what we got. We should be golden. Power button right here. And there we go. We have power. All right. And shut it off. And there we go. We have power. Now it's time to put the pedals on. All right. This is the right pedal first. Now, we're going to go ahead and put the pedals on, but if you notice, they have stickers on them that says right and left. And also the thread direction is different. So let's go ahead and get these installed. Now, it has arrows on the crank that it goes clockwise for the right side. There we go. Did not want them cross-threaded. Now, let's go ahead and tighten these up. Bike is almost done as far as the setup. I still got to set up the rear rack. Okay, pedals are on. I can take that sticker off. And now the left side is going to be counterclockwise to put them on. Okay, that pedal's on. Okay, and this one is counterclockwise. It also shows that on the sticker and also on the crank arm. I think I'm in. Yep. Now it started. I couldn't get that thing started, guys. But it's all good now. Okay, that's done. Sticker removal tells me I'm finished. Okay, pedals are done. Okay guys, we got the pedals all done. We got the fenders done. It is time to lock down the rear rack. There's a screw back here that holds on the rear fender. You want to bring that down and line up the fender bracket. And I don't think this is going to be that easy. I just got a feeling. I may be wrong. It went right in. Cool. Alright. This will be the rear rack, and then I'm going to tighten up all the mount screws on the rear rack itself. Being that I didn't put this bike together the first time, I have learned so much about this bike. Okay, that is solid. So, then I'm going to go ahead and put my, while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and put my alarm piezo and mount that. So, hey, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, I've retaped the bracket and I'll grab a wire tie here in a minute. But I got to make sure that this doesn't get in the way. Like that. And this is how it mounts. Like that. So I want it up here so that latch doesn't hit. Okay, that's good. Let me take that off. And I know basically where it's got to go. Right about there. Now grab 2 wire ties, tie that into place, and that alarm system is done. It's nice that that rear rack is all assembled now and locked down. I think I only need one. Look. Alright, the alarm system bracket is mounted. We just got little things to do now. Alright. Here's the piezo. Put that in. Okay, the alarm is mounted. Let me put the seat clamp back on. That has the lip. Like that. And my aftermarket seat off my previous bike. Hi guys, I found out why the seat hit the rack. I had to move the seat post a little bit because I'm vertically challenged. I run my seat post all the way down. So, gotta tighten that up a little bit. I'll do that right now. Okay, now we're good. That's solid. Alright, so, hi guys, we are done with the assembly of the bike as it comes. Now I'm going to get into some of my accessories to put on. You can blow past this if you want, but I'm going to put the rack bag on, my media bar on, and the ENDCAP mirrors on. So that's what we're going to start now. So hey, we'll be back in a bit. Alright guys, before we wrap up the assembly, I want to make sure every screw on this thing, and I can see that they're loose, is tightened up. So you want to do the same thing when you're putting your bike together, is make sure that everything is tightened up, because some of this stuff is And it's probably on purpose. They install it loose so you can adjust it, stuff like that. So anyway, I'm going to go around the bike and tighten all this stuff up. And it shouldn't be much, but you just never know. Okay, this one's going to be loose, as I felt it. And that's the adjustment strut. Oh yeah, that's really loose. Okay, checking my derailleur. Everything looks good there. This is a different derailleur than my other bike. So they changed it to a Altus. It's a Shimano. But looks like this wheel down here is a lot bigger than the other one. But again, I'm just going to go ahead and tighten everything up. Check the axle bolts. Oh, that was really loose. Wow. And this is something you definitely want to do. That takes care of the rack. Okay, and now I'll pull off these end caps so I can check the torque. Ow. I know the front ones are tight, but I don't know about the back one. Take this off. There we go. And then take this one off. Man, that thing's tight. Okay. Kind of messed it up a little bit. Damn it. Didn't want to do that, but hey, I did. Okay. And I got the axle caps they give you in your package. So now I just want to go ahead and tighten this stuff up. I don't think it's an 18. Yep, it is. And again, they give you all the tools you're going to need to put this thing together. If you want to add power for speed, you can do that, but you don't have to. All I'm doing here is checking torque. That one's really tight. That one's really tight. So we are basically done. Just put these caps back on. I just lightly tap that on. Okay, and this one. Now the front axle caps. They give you a set of those again, like I told you, in the cardboard box bag of extra hardware and stuff. And you got to bang these on. I did that with my other one. That one's on. Do the other one and we'll be done with the assembly. I haven't done tire inflation yet. Got to do that. And that is on. What I'm doing now, guys, is the tire inflation, making sure everything's right. And I set mine to 25 pounds. Always done that, never had a problem. I'll let that run. We'll stop the camera here and we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, what we want to do now is go ahead and set up your bike. English first, we're going to find out assist level. You hit your plus button to activate it. It's set at PAS 5, so I'm not going to change that, so I'm going to go back. I'm going to go down one more, and that's voltage level. I'm going to look at this. It's set at 48, so I'm okay with that. Get out of that one, go down. Wheel diameter, it should say 26. It says 29. So I'm going to change this to a 26. Okay, I'm down to 26. Okay, next. Techno magnets, I'm not going to mess with that, or factory reset. Now, I want to get into the PAS conversions. Hold plus and minus down. Okay, this way you get into brightness and stuff like that. So let me check this, see where we are. Mine set it automatic, so that's good. So let's go back up, go down to unit, select it. Mile kilometers, mine set to mile, so that's what I want. Back. Throttle speed, select it, 20. I'm going to raise this up. It'll never see that, but that's where I put them. And that's done. Now, next thing is assist speed. Now this one is interesting. So let's go to assist speed, down one, select, PAS 1. Let's select this and see what it's set to, 10 miles an hour. I want to change it to 14. 14, done. Now go down to PAS 2. I'm going to change that one to 20. Okay. Okay, drop down to PAS 3. Plus button. Yeah. Hit the plus button and put that where you want it. And that's PAS 3. Now I'm going to drop down to PAS 4, hit the select button. It's set to 25. I want to change that to 30. Okay. And then PAS 5. Select it. Not assist speed, damn it. Down one. Intensity, I want it at 5. That's done. Riding modes, I don't even know what the hell that is. Pedal only, motor only, pedal wheel motor. Okay, that's what that is. I remember that now. Go back, down, startup mode, and there we are.
There you are.
That one's ready to go. Got the media bar to put on, the ENDCAP mirrors, and I'm done. Hi guys, what we're doing now is we're putting the ENDCAP mirrors on. And I got one on already, but I forgot to film it, so I'm going to do this one for you. But it's not that big a deal to do. You get these really loose, because these are the hand grips that have tighteners on each end. Let me tighten that other one because I got to put it back where it was. And then when I'm out on the road, I'll do final adjustments to get the mirrors where I want them. Now I always use 2 mirrors. I used to use 1, but I decided to go using 2. Now all I got to do is pull the plug out. And just do that right here. Plug it out. This is a real easy job. Go ahead and insert the mirror and crank it up. Okay. ENDCAP mirror is in. Like I said, I'll do final adjustments when I'm on the road. Now the last thing to do is the media bar, because the rack bag has been installed. I didn't film that, apologize, but that's no big deal. You just 2 straps underneath, 2 straps in the front, and you're done. So we're going to put the media bar on now. And some of you may be asking, what the heck is a media bar? This is a media bar. A media bar carries all your gear. This carries my beacon, for the hover air, cell phone, camera. This also doubles as the camera mount, and then it mounts to the main bars. And it's really, I've learned that if you take these off, do it as an assembly, and it sure is a lot easier to reinstall. So that's what we're doing now. Now we'll have to change that bit. We're almost done, guys. Oh, the tires were 10.5 pounds. So they were really, really low. So I cranked them up to 25, so that's ready to go. And that's just my personal preference based on the tire size and advice I've gotten from other people. So we're going to go ahead and mount the media bar, or media mod. It goes like that. And sometimes you got to take the whole thing off. Okay, that one's on. Now I've got to put the other one on. There we go. Slide that down. Come on. There. Okay. Now grab the other screw. We're almost done. And I mean almost 100% done. Bike setup, programming, all that's done. Let's see if I can get this one going. Yep, I did. Now, I should be able to bring this up and zap them in. Make sure that sleeve is locked, that it's in there. It ain't going anywhere. Okay, now I can take this one off because it's crooked. I'm going to disconnect this for right now. Okay, get the sleeve in. Here we go. I'm going to flip it. Get that one started. Oh. It's gone. It's been giving me a little bit of trouble here. Cross already. Well guys, hey, we have finished the entire setup for the Mokwheel Basalt ST 2.0. This is a duplicate of what I had before I got hit by that car. Everything's installed, everything's ready to go. Tires were, at delivery, were only 10.5 pounds, so I took those up to 25. I checked all the screws, nuts, washers, all that stuff, all been tightened. Media bars all set up, ENDCAP mirrors are done, and rear rack bag. So we're done, and we'll see you on the test ride.